Now the procedure will be, one of you will come forward to speak, then one of you will give a topic. Right? All right, now, anybody who volunteered to speak? Anybody? Molly? So Molly, as one more each, you get assigned the sequence of mind. Anyone suggest a topic? Any topic?
No,
a topic.
Finance.
Sorry, louder please.
Finance. Like money.
Finance.
Finances are a very, very important matter, I think, for anybody to consider, regardless of their age, if you're young or if you're older. Now, if you're younger and you have many, many years ahead of you, you want to consider a number of different things. First of all, do you have any debt that you need to repay from your schooling? If that is the case, make a plan to repay that debt, and then consider perhaps purchasing a house. Start planning early on how you are going to get ready for your retirement so that you might enjoy your retirement when you get there, so you can come to a beautiful place like this, stay in a beautiful resort like this, and take a beautiful kayak trip, much like I took today. Now, if you're my age, maybe you haven't started planning for your future yet, it's probably a very, very good time to start thinking about your finances. So then you want to consider how you might save your money a little bit more aggressively. If you don't own a home yet, it might be a very good time to start thinking about doing that. Good time to find a financial planner. I would definitely do that. And they'll help you figure out how you can set your finances up so that when you get to your retirement, you can enjoy it in the best way possible. Now, if you're a little bit older, say you're in your 60s, your 70s, and you haven't really planned anything, that's a really, really tricky situation. Find a very, very good financial planner. Buy some lottery tickets. Practice Qigong and ask the cosmos to help you find a comfortable solution for your retirement very, very fast. Better yet, if you have children, actually at any stage of the game, if you're younger, if you're my age, if you're younger than my age, or even if you're a little bit older than my age, have some children. Get married, have a family, have children, so that when you get older, they can support you and take care of you.
Very good. Even though we are at the first stage, she's already at the third or fourth stage already. We'll go to the other stages later on. Now, the important is you flow very well. And that's what Molly did. The talk will be about 5 minutes or 5 minutes. And she also fulfilled the requirement. All right, another volunteer? You want to try out? Yes. Rika? And anybody want to suggest a topic?
Sea turtles. Sea turtles. Like the sea turtles, like the turtles that swim in the ocean.
Yeah, the turtles. Sea turtles.
Sure. Well, it's quite funny that you mentioned about sea turtles because actually just the other day, my group and I, let's see, who was it? It was this lovely group here. We went and took a trip to the beach down south, and we were just walking down the beach and enjoying a nice walk and thinking, oh, should we have a swim or what should we do? And we're walking by, and just up on the shore comes a sea turtle, and there it's just sitting there relaxing, enjoying a nice time, maybe taking a nap, I don't know. And some people gather around and everybody's looking at it. And it looks very peaceful. We look to the left, there's some other sea turtles swimming around in the water, like congregating. There's about 2 or 3 of them. Beautiful, beautiful sights. Had a wonderful time. And I look at it and I thought, oh, I'll take a picture. And so I took a picture and I noticed it left. And I was like, oh, maybe it didn't want me to take a picture. And So I had a lovely time enjoying the beautiful sea turtles, and thank you so much for mentioning this topic. It's so much fun to talk about with you guys, and I hope that while you're here in your stay, that you also might have a chance to see a beautiful sea turtle or some other wonderful, amazing nature while you're here. All right, thank you very much.
So far, our Zen training is providing very good result. Maury and Erica, they just speak on the spot. Not only the flow, obviously, yeah, I think sea turtles are very important. Don't you agree? Now stop for a while, the idea come in. It doesn't matter whether you agree or not, actually. Another, there's one, I just say it's important. Or sea turtles, we may not see turtles every day, but it may influence your life. Can you think of one way the sea turtles can influence your life? Then you pause for a while. Think. It doesn't matter how, or you buy time. Or talk about finance. What if you find yourself without money? What are you going to do? Then the people will think about it, and then you have time to buy time, you think. Later on you can answer a question. Well, I'm going to tell you what you are going to do. When the ideas come to you. Then actually, not only you buy time, but you add more interest to the talk. The audio will listen to you. Wow, what is it? What is it? You'll be in anticipation of what you're going to say. Right? So these are some of the techniques you can do. Throw the question to the audience. Pause for a short. Because you're going to speak for only 5 minutes. You pause for a short while, about 5 seconds or 10 seconds. You can look at them. You then pause it. Be alive. You look at them. What do you do when you? So I purposely slow down. The first slow down so that I have time to think. What would you do when you don't have any money? You have to look around. Then idea comes. Yes, we are going to find out what we can do. In fact, if you want to be happy, there are many ways to be happy without money. But that doesn't mean that money is not useful. It is very useful. You make life comfortable. Then you continue when the ideas come. The ideas just came to me, then I continue. Alright, so there's one trick we can use if you are stuck. If you're not, like it's now, just carry on. So if you're Japanese, or you can speak in Japanese or speak in Spanish, then you let the speech continue. So we just enjoy the music or in the Zen of mind and try to pick up what the speaker is trying to say, if you can. Then we compare with the translation by Emiko or by Peru. Yeah, maybe we have a Japanese now. The lovely Japanese ladies, yes. So either one. So okay, Yumi or Naoko. Okay, Yumi. Any topic. So Yumi is going to speak in Japanese. You just can speak English very well, but she's going to speak in Japanese.
I have a topic. Ready?
Sorry?
I have a topic.
Yeah, yes.
Want a topic?
Yes.
How about Aloha shirts?
Aloha?
Aloha shirts.
Aloha shirt. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you speak in Japanese or in English, up to you. So you just say, oh my God, that will not be good. Wow, that's a very interesting topic. So let's say I know nothing about Aloha shirt. That's a very interesting topic. And we have an example there. Beautiful Aloha shirt. Then I say you want to buy time. Isn't that beautiful? Have a look at our handsome man. Then you have time.
Hi. So I would like to know if anyone who had Aloha shirts before? So could you raise your hand if you have wear the Aloha shirts? Wow! Oh, so many people! So I found the Aloha shirts and here, and it's beautiful and it's very colorful. Do you agree with me? So I went to the helicopter tour, and I saw the nature and from the sky. It's beautiful, beautiful, and it's a beautiful, beautiful landscape. So I'm very touched. The helicopter, how can I say, driver, 20 or 25% at the run, people are living. And so it means about more than 75% of the land, so it's a nature. So there's so many beautiful waterfalls in the island, and so many different colors and there that I can see. So it's a beautiful. And now I think about the Aloha shirts. So it's all colored contained in Aloha shirts. So it's a beautiful. You can find it. You can taste the Hawaii. And so I hope you can buy it and bring it to your place, and so that you can remember the beauty of Hawaii in your house. And this is what I thought. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. Yeah, another speaker. Maybe we have a Spanish speaker. Yeah, any one of you? Yeah, you can speak in Spanish first. The verbal will translate. No, after the step finish, so that the idea will just flow. Any topic?
Dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Perros. Bueno, se hace un tema muy interesante porque a mí me encantan los perros. Se me hacen muy buenos compañeros del hombre. Curiosamente he investigado mucho sobre los perros y sé que los perros acompañan al ser humano desde tiempos muy ancestrales. De hecho, hay por ahí un video en YouTube que vi de unos chimpancés que se roban cachorros para tener perros de compañía. Y también he leído a etólogos que dicen que mucho del comportamiento humano está como inspirado en la compañía con los perros. Al ser seres sociales puede haber como una cooperación muy interesante entre humanos y perros, así como los hay entre otros seres, ¿no? Por ejemplo, hay un caso particular en Brasil de unos delfines que cooperan con los pescadores para pescar y comerse los peces, ¿no? Se los reparten. Es algo muy raro porque los delfines salvajes se dejan atrapar por las redes, y cosa que un animal salvaje difícilmente puede hacer, y luego se reparten la mitad de los peces entre delfines y humanos. Me viene a la mente también que los delfines, se dice que antiguamente eran perros o un tipo de lobo que se metió al mar y se hizo acuático. Entonces tal vez por ahí venga la relación. Yo creo que ya. Thank you. This is gonna be
summarizing what was said, she said she liked dogs a lot because they are very nice partners with humans. And then she recalled, and there is a cooperation between humans and dogs, and these have been happening in the world for many, many years. And she actually had made some research on the subject before. She recalls a story, or actually something that happens between dolphins and humans in some part of the world that honestly I don't remember. That they cooperate in some similar way. There is a cooperation in a similar way between dolphins and humans, in the same way that dogs and humans does. And they go fishing, and then they share the fishes between humans. And apparently dolphins in the ancient times were some kind of dog or wolf that get inside the sea, and they became dolphins. I think that's pretty much it.
So the translation is also in a Zen mind. It's also smooth, the translation. Because when you're in Zen mind, whether you're doing physical activity, so if you need, you can use that technique or tactics. If not, you just carry on. So we'll continue with a few more examples, a few more speakers. Anybody? Speak? Okay. Very good. I mean, the topic, think about something far-fetched.
Something far-fetched. Spaceships.
Spaceship, yeah, that's good.
So how many people wanted to be on a spaceship when they were young? And how many wanted to be a rocket scientist? The birthday girl. Well, spaceships are very interesting. It takes a lot of effort to be on a spaceship. And in fact, it takes a lot of schooling and a lot of astronauts as well. Or so I'm told. I've never been on a spaceship, but I understand they go through a lot of rigorous training in order to do that. I think they have to go into anti-gravity sorts of kind of tubes and practice amongst a lot of different methods in order to acostumbrado in terms of accustombrating themselves to the whole gravity and the situations that they're going to be in when they're in space. It's very dark and it's cold, so they have to wear a lot of spacesuits when these astronauts are in space. And the spaceships themselves have to be equipped in order to make the astronauts safe and also be able to handle the amount of time that they're going to be in there. So spaceships are incredibly interesting and very important in terms of how we're going to progress in life. They not only help us get into space so we can explore that area and know what's happening in terms of the planets and the stars and where things are going, but it gives us a relative alternative to what's happening in the ocean here in Hawaii, for example. Because if you look in the ocean, you're going inside the Earth and inside the planet and seeing what's there, like the team in Minnesota that went to snorkeling. But then, if we really want to understand what happens inside the Earth, on land in the Earth, we really need to understand relatively what that means in the overall scheme of things, and spaceships help us get there. Spaceships help us explore those galaxies far, far away. And that brings me to something really interesting, because my favorite show when I was young was Star Trek. And Star Trek, really, I really thought that the next generation was much better. And for this reason, what was his name? Captain Picard. You know, he was really, I think, the essence of morality. You know, that we really practice here in Shaolin as well. And really, it's all about the spaceship that he had. At the end, he had all the technology on the spaceship. I mean, even his right arm, Data, you know, Data was a computer that was on the spaceship helping to run the whole thing. He had a whole engineering room. And I think, you know, if I look back on it, the spaceship really, without the spaceship, Captain Picard would be nothing. Wait, do you agree?
Yes.
Can anyone tell me who their favorite person was on Star Trek?
Tupac.
Tupac. Tupac. I don't think Tupac was on Star Trek. But I do think he was a singer of some sort. Some remote areas of southwestern Virginia. But, you know, just getting back to the topic of spaceships, and I know it's very interesting for all of you, but just wondering what your favorite part of the spaceship really is.
Escape pod.
Sorry.
Escape pod.
Escape pod.
Escape pod.
Oh, the escape pod. Oh, very interesting. You know, the escape pod. Did you have a favorite portion of the escape pod?
The bathroom.
You know, escape pods actually remind me of the magicians, and when they have escape pods through, you know, their tricks that they do. You know, when magicians are actually in, like if you're in one of these tanks, and the magician goes in, and you think they're chained up and they need to get out. I think they also have escape pods. And there's a whole field of study, I think, associated with escape pods. I just really don't know if it's real. But I have dreamt of that previously. So thank you very much for bringing that up, because escape pods, I think you have captured really the most interesting part of a spaceship. And I think for homework tonight, we should all go look at really the contents of what makes up a spaceship, how that then relates in terms of the relative importance of what we're experiencing here in our Shaolin Wanam, and the depth of what we have in the ocean and the earth, as well as the sky, to really understand how all of this brought
into your speech, you'll be very successful. Right? So try to put that into your speech afterward. Any questions? Now we carry on. Any volunteer for the next speaker? Yeah. Any topic? Jonathan, suggest a topic.
Computer programming.
Programming, computer programming, yeah. It doesn't matter whether she knows, she may be an expert. Let's say you don't know about computer programming, you still can speak well on it. That shows that you have a good Zen mind. Yeah? You should find out.
Computer programming is, I find computer programming a very interesting topic. I don't really know, I'm not an expert on computer programming, but from what I understand, computer programming allows you to create something new and to create an experience for people that they might not have experienced before. So I like storytelling more than computer programming, so I related a little bit to that. So how do you, out of a bunch of things that are unrelated and disconnected at that moment, can you create a story and engage and inspire people with something new? I don't know if any of you are computer programmers or experts here. No one? Have you? A little bit. Any storytellers? Any people who enjoy listening to stories? Yes. That was definitely one of my favorite activities since I was small. Since I was really small, in my family there was a tradition of storytelling. I had the blessing to meet my great grandmother, and she always told us this story about a little, she was called the Good Witch, that had a broom, and she flew all over the country all over the world, discovering treasures and adventure. And I think these stories that my grandmother told me is what led me to travel the world and to look for something beyond what I believed or beyond what I was told in my immediate reality. And I think these stories are what led me to these wonderful arts, that led me to this wonderful training, that led me to go beyond what I thought was possible. And this is why, even though I'm not an expert in computer programming, I'm very inspired how these life storytelling can put things that are different and inspire us to look beyond what we know. Thank you.
You don't have to find out whether she's a computer expert or not. We know that she's an expert in Zen. Now, so far we have quite a lot of lovely women. Now we want to have some men. Any men volunteer? Obey? Anybody can suggest a topic? Anybody? Something different? Yeah.
Tropical plants.
Tropical plants. Now, did you know that recent statistics that was published on the internet and on national TV lately actually showed that 70% of people, when they hear about tropical plants, actually think of factories that happen to be in the tropics. I was quite surprised when I first heard that. So I did a bit more research on what happens here. Like, has anyone heard about that? No? You did, right? Did you see that on TV lately? Everywhere. It's everywhere. Taken over the world by storm. So I did a bit more research on what's going on with this. And it actually turns out that it's a disease. A disease that's spreading these days because of the over amount of information that we are subjected every day with the internet, with TV, with all the waves like in the air, and people get really confused. And so we were just talking about spaceships before, and another form of confusion that happened with spaceships, especially with young children. Has anyone got like young children that are on the iPad all the time, or have you seen that? Yes, you have, and yeah, you have too. And one thing that's happened with young children when they hear about spaceships now, they actually think of the animal in space, the ship, the spaceship. Space. Now that's a problem I had, but for a difference, just because being French, I don't make the difference between sheep, the animal, and sheep. So in my case, it's not a disease, it's because of language. But I heard that's something that's happened very commonly. So, coming back to the fascinating subject of tropical plants, actually has just left. I hope you found interesting, like this very unknown fact, like I didn't know about it, but about this misinterpretation of the term tropical plants, and I hope it helped to shed some light so that we avoid misunderstandings in the future. Thank you for your time.
Obviously, there's a very successful, very interesting speech, isn't it? And impromptu. Congratulations, Ube. Now, another man. Very good. The topic? Maybe you ask a nice, lovely lady, you give a topic. Ah, yes. Pretty lady, you talk here.
Surfing.
Okay.
Surfing, yeah. Good.
So aloha, everybody. Aloha. How's everyone doing today? So today I've been brought in to discuss surfing with all of you. So how many of you have surfed today, or will be surfing ever? Oh, right on. Quite a few, yeah. So after the course, I actually signed up for some surf lessons. But before that, I felt like I wasn't completely comfortable with my swimming, so I took some swim lessons so I'd be safer in the ocean. So if anybody out there doesn't quite feel too comfortable with swimming, you can take lessons or you can put on a life jacket too. Not a very stylish way to surf, but it'll still save your life. Yeah. Fortunately, I've read the surf lesson page on the internet. They do your lessons in two parts. So they do dry land lessons where you practice with the surfboard on the ground. You learn how to pop off. You learn how to stand. I would think you learn how to paddle out as well. After that, you have an instructor that takes you out in the ocean. They're also CPR lifeguard certified too, so if you forgot your life jacket that day, you're in good hands. I also find that a lot of people that surf describe a very Zen experience as well. Where the activity is so immersive and it causes you to focus so much that it kind of almost puts you mechanically into Zen as well. So I'm really looking forward to applying my Zen practice, my surfing as well. So thank you for having me. Surf safe.
Good, congratulations. So you can see the value of Zen. Not only on public speaking, not only on the speech of a dinner talk. One of this skill we use of many mundane things. Now one more man. Any man? Or let the ladies choose. Which man you want to speak? The ladies, choose. Any ladies?
I choose Herschel.
Oh, all right. any ladies want to give a topic?
I'm the most serious guy in the place. How am I going to make a joke?
Dragons.
A topic from you?
She calls the dragons.
Huh?
Dragons.
Okay.
Okay, dragons. Who here, when they were a child, ever saw a dragon? In real life. When you saw the dragon, what color was it?
Silver.
It was silver. Well, that's important. Your dragon?
Green.
Your dragon was green. Was this when you were a child or when you were drinking something last night?
Actually, I was on a helicopter ride, and there was one of the mountains close to Hanalei Bay.
Yes.
That the people that didn't live on the island didn't come near the island because it was told that this was a sleeping dragon. And from afar, it did look like a sleeping dragon, so nobody ever came on that side of the island.
Well, you see, that's my whole point exactly. I'm so glad we're talking. The importance of the dragon, especially in the Hawaiian culture, is that the dragon is known as a guardian of a certain realm, which is similar to British dragons, which are symbolic and hang around castles. And there's even a national patron dragon of Great Britain. His name is Harvey. St. Harvey. But going back to the significance of the colors of the dragons, not only are they designated as guardians and symbolic for magic, but the color is important. You said you saw a silver dragon? In Japan, of course you'll have to correct me if I'm mistaken. When I was 5, I was fascinated with the Japanese culture, and I thought that the Japanese culture, the dragons are distinct from the British. Of course, I was probably correct as this boy, because the picture books showed that. And most of all, the silver dragons are guardians. Well, that special show, that special show that everyone loves in every language and every culture broke that mold for me. And I'm angry to this day. And then that is Barney. A warrior dragon is supposed to be red, silver, gold. Barney was purple. This caused a great anxiety in me as a child. My lesson, if you take anything away from this dragon speech today, it's this. Don't be like me and hate purple dinosaurs that you think are dragons. Thank you very much.
So the speech is full of fun and laughter.